Hello, Bitwig certified end user and professional DJ, Vic Vapor with you, and welcome to my Bitwig Studio 2.3 course. Before we get started, I just want to say if it's the first time you're visiting the Martini Lounge channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click on the little bell, and we'll see you inside.
Hello, DJ Vic Vapor with you, and in this video we're going to take a look at Bitwig Studio's interface. And it's just a brief overview. It won't be too much in-depth detail here, but I'm going to help you get up and running and learn how to navigate your way around here. So Bitwig Studio has 3 distinct panels, and currently the one we're looking at right here is the arrange window. So, and then you have the inspector, and then you have your browser and devices. So let's take a look at the arranger. If I move my mouse up above, you can see that we have numbers to indicate our timeline right here. And also my tool turns into a magnifying glass, which means if I click and hold, I can now simply scroll up and down and zoom in and out. And you can also use those features here with your mouse in the arranger window. And you can see down below here that right here, there's a zoom and panning feature, which means that if your mouse has like a right, left, or even a scroll wheel within it, you'll be able to utilize the zoom in, zoom out features right here within the arrange window. So that is the arrange window. Let's take a quick look over here at the inspector. Currently, we don't see anything displayed, and that's simply because the inspector relies on what you have selected to give you detailed information. So if I select, say, this instrument track right here, we will see that now it's given me information, which isn't a lot because we don't have anything really going on here, but it's given me some basic information. You know, I can rename the track and choose different colors and things like that. So, and you've also got some different volume control and stuff down here. So it's important to note that in the arrange view, the tracks are laid out horizontally and things move from left to right in a linear fashion. So let's see. The inspector panel itself, if we wanted to hide it, you can go down here to the bottom and click on the eye, and that'll open and close it. Also, if you wanted to know about the keyboard shortcut, that's simply the letter I on your keyboard. Will open and close. Some of those shortcuts, after you've used Bitwig for a while, can come in real handy, so keep that in mind. So that's the arrange window, the inspector window. Now let's take a look at the browser and devices window. Over here, we can see that we have different categories to choose from that's going to allow us to navigate throughout our hard drive, to allow us to, you know, gain access to different plugins, different audio effects, different devices and tools that we'll need throughout our productions. So if we click over here on the samples guide, we can see the installed packages and collections that came with Bitwig that we talked about earlier in a previous video. And of course, you can navigate, you know, through all your different deals here, and you can customize this in any way you like. Now, if we wanted to hide the devices panel, we simply click on this folder right here where it says Show Browser Panel, and we can close it. Or we could use the keyboard shortcut, which is Option B on a Mac, Option B. I think on a Windows it might be Control B. Not 100%, I don't have Windows, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that. But on a Mac it is Option B to close and open that guy. So down here in this bottom view is, again, part of the window we're looking at now is the arrangers, and I have devices selected. But if I went here and hit this guy where it shows these little notes, now we've got an editor here. So if we wanted to open and close the editor, it's pretty straightforward. It's the letter E on the keyboard, open and close the editor. Next to the editor, we have this guy. It looks like 2 circles with a link. That is the automation editor panel. And if we wanted to open and close the automation editor panel, we would simply use the letter A. Kind of see the trend there, E, A, And now next we've got devices, and this is where we'll be able to add and manipulate and work with our different devices, which we'll talk about later in the course here. But right now, this is our device area. And if we wanted to open and close device area, we simply push the letter D within the keyboard. Next is our mixer panel, and here we can see our volume controls and any different effects that we've added, or inputs and output routing and things like that. And of course, the letter M gives us access on the keyboard to open and close that. So pretty easy, right? E, A, D, and M get you through your quick shortcut accesses there. So now let's take a look up top. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, the best I can. Let's take a look at our transport and toolbar information across the top here. So we have the file, play, and then we have a play, stop, record, automation, groove, automation, and MIDI information. And we'll talk about that here. So when we open up the file, you'll see that I have different categories to select from here, exporting, showing dashboard settings and different accesses here. But what I want you to pay attention to is the fact that there's little tacks or pins over here that you can choose to help customize how this bar looks for you. So simply by selecting one, we can add that feature up here and make it quick, easy access. And I'll show you an example. So if I hit the play, you can kind of see now that they've got some different ones tagged for us. So the enable groove, it's already tagged up here for us, and it's listed right here as easy, quick access. Then you've got the automation right, it's right here, and it's pinned. So let's say I wanted the overdub up here and available for easy access. I simply select that pin, and there, boom, overdub is available for me now. So that is the file and play. And of course, I explained these pretty straightforward: play, stop, record. Over here, we've got a CPU meter that if you wanted, let me zoom, well, no, I'll stay zoomed in. So if we wanted to pay attention, of course you do throughout your projects, you want to pay attention as you begin to add more plugins and more tracks and more detailed information. You want to pay attention to how hard it's hitting the CPU. Of course, it's kind of straightforward, but if you wanted a little bit more detailed separate window, you can simply click on that square and you can have this hover window out available if you wanted to pay a little bit closer attention to how things are impacting your CPU. And here we've got our tempo, 121, and our beats, 4 on the floor. And then here you've got your position within your arrangement as far as where your playhead is currently located. And you can see as I move it around there, it changes. And here you've got your metronome. If you want to select your metronome, you can have that turned on. Your loop features and your fade in and out for your loop. So let's go over here to, we've got the add. Now this specific side of our toolbar, we're still looking at a toolbar in a sense that it's things that we can use, but these are all going to be dependent on exactly what we have selected within the arrangement or within the within our production. So you can see that things here also can be customized and pinned. But for example, you see this track button listed currently. Let me, I'm going to have to zoom back out just a little bit here. Sorry about that. So let's zoom out. So you see the track bar because I've selected a track and things like that. So now it's disappeared because we have nothing selected. So if I was to go back and select instrument, then track appears, and then within track, I'm going to have some different options that I can pin and utilize. So different things available there to help continue that customization. Now this will change, as well as the editing will change depending on what we have available for us. So if there's a clip and things like that, that we're selecting in different devices, now I've selected this and I've selected a portion of our timeline, and now it becomes a timeline. So again, this toolbar is a customizable toolbar, but it's also dependent on what we've selected throughout the course of our production. And we'll probably see a little bit more of this as I go through the course here. So let's see what else we've got that we haven't paid attention to. I think we're pretty close to figuring things out here. So I'm feeling pretty comfortable about a basic overview of the interface. Let's go ahead and move on to our next lesson.